Hey folks, this is Dale Davidson, Dear VA Guide. This is a follow-up to our previous video where we read a letter from Feeling Screwed by My Government. Okay, we talked about his MS and his exposure to toxins while serving in the U.S. Army at Fort McClellan. We're now going to be, as the second part of this video, we're going to be talking about what he needs to do, what we can do to help him get the compensation he so richly deserves. Again, he served in Fort McClellan, okay? So what do your service treatment records say? Do they indicate anything that would lead a medical professional to diagnose multiple sclerosis symptoms or multiple sclerosis-like symptoms? Okay, we need to look at those medical records. Okay, does your separation medical examination say anything or contain any complaints related to multiple sclerosis, or that your medical doctor later informed you or said that you had symptoms of multiple sclerosis, or is there something relating to multiple sclerosis in your medical records from the service? While you were in service, did you experience any MS symptoms? Okay, did you have numbness in your face or any part of your body, like your left side, your right side? If you did, is that in your service records? Did you lose any time in the service because of any MS symptom? Okay. What medical evidence did you submit to the VA initially regarding your multiple sclerosis? And did this medical evidence, quote, link your MS to your service? Okay. In previous videos, I've said that, you know, the key words are, it's more likely than not that my exposure to these toxins at Fort McClellan caused my MS. Okay. Any words like that anywhere in your medical records, okay? And speaking with Feeling Screwed by My Government regarding these medical records, this is what he told me. So, he submitted numerous pages of documents related to his claim of exposure from various doctors, okay? First, there was a report by a doctor who concluded that, it's more likely than not that those serving at Fort McClellan between 1974 and 76 were exposed to herbicide agent chemicals, okay? And it goes on to list those. Now, I reminded Feeling Screwed by My Government that he wasn't there in 76. He didn't get there till 86, okay? So, didn't understand the connection there. And then I said, is there anything else? Now, he said, well, yeah, I've got my doctor, my primary MS doctor, multiple sclerosis doctor. He opined that MS is an autoimmune disorder and that Agent Orange is a powerful nerve toxin that alters the immune system, okay? And that he further said that it's at least likely as not that Agent Orange made Feeling Screwed by My Government more prone to develop an autoimmune disorder such as MS. Again, remind us, says, I need something more, and I think the VA is probably looking for this. They need something more definitive that, yes, his exposure to toxins more likely than not caused his MS, not made him more prone. I mean, yes, it caused his, more likely than not, caused his MS. And so he understood that. So we're looking for definitive statements from doctors to, and I know it's hard to get that from a doctor, but we need to talk to the doctor, okay? Now, I asked him also, were there any other reports from any government agency or anything like that that he may have submitted to the VA? And I reminded him, I said, in your letter, you gave me links to 2 reports. Did you submit those to the VA? And he said, no. And I said, well, the problem with that is they know it's there, but it's not part of your record. We need to make those reports and any other report that we can come up with part of your record, so that they say, yeah, Fort McClellan, Anniston, Army Depot, they are full of toxins. Since World War I, it's been a real dumping ground for pollutants, okay? We need to have that as part of your record, because then that just builds the record for you to say, it's more likely than not that my MS was caused by this mountain of toxins at Fort McClellan. I believe that the reports are critical, and that's what I told them. And they're going to conclusively show the VA that you were exposed to these dioxins, okay, while stationed at Fort McClellan. There may be a conflict between the VA's evidence and your evidence, okay, but when there's a conflict between the evidence, the rules say that you get the benefit of the doubt. Tie goes to the runner, so to speak, okay? So I believe that the second element of service connection, an in-service connection injury, is met by providing these third-party reports. And it's really good if it's coming from the VA itself or some governmental agency. Now, Feeling Screwed by My Government also submitted medical opinions opining that, well, he may have, I don't think those opinions were that strong. I would like to see them stronger, and maybe we need to go back to those doctors or find additional physicians that would beef up the diagnosis and say, yes, it's more likely than not that I have MS because of my exposure to the toxins at Fort McClellan, okay? So it's more likely than not versus more prone to. You see, more prone to is more passive and a little bit weak. We want to be as strong as possible with our arguments to the VA. In conclusion, to Feeling Screwed by My Government, okay? After resolving all the evidence, looking at all the evidence and resolving all benefit of reasonable doubt in favor of you, because you get the tie goes to the runner, okay? I believe the VA was wrong. But what I also believe is that we need to provide more evidence to the VA. We need to build that up and make those medical opinions stronger and present those third-party reports, or those government agency reports showing the toxicity of Fort McClellan. I think with that, you'll be on the road to success. Look, this is a touchy situation, toxic chemicals, okay? There's a need for them, I guess. I don't know. But they really hurt a lot of people. And that our government continues to deny benefits to people who are exposed, even though I think they've got, in this case, enough evidence to award compensation. There's no history to my knowledge, no history of MS in this guy's family history. Clearly, I think it was because of the toxins he was exposed to. But nonetheless, the key to success is documentation. And the key to success with the VA is to make sure that you've got your service connection down pat with respect to strong medical opinions and these government reports or third-party reports. You need them in order to get those connections solid. So our next video, we're going to be discussing about all the toxic bases here in the United States, and we're going to pick a couple of them out and really tell you more about them and tell you exactly how dangerous they are. So until next time, you be blessed.